What's up everybody, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're gonna talk about a $5,000 camera, which is a Canon 5D Mark IV here, versus an iPhone 11 Pro, which is a $1,300 phone here in Canada. Now we're basically gonna try to find out whether or not smartphone technology, or in other words, the camera in this smartphone can essentially replace DSLR down the road. What's up everybody, welcome to my channel and happy new year to y'all beautiful faces. Hope y'all had a great end of the year 2019 and beginning of 2020. So with no further ado, in today's video we are gonna talk about a 5D Mark IV versus an iPhone 11 Pro. So basically this is a $5,000 camera and this is a $1,300 phone here in Canada. So basically gonna try to find out whether or not the technology on this phone can essentially replace, DSLR down the road. Now, before I even talk about smartphone, I want to just talk a little bit about why I decided to do this video. My friend usually asks me hey Eric, what camera do you shoot with? Should I buy this camera? Should I buy that camera? And where I work, people ask me, so what phone do you have? I'm like, oh, I have an iPhone 11 Pro. And then people were like, oh, so how's your camera on that phone? I'm like, I don't really use my camera because I have a professional camera that I use to shoot my videos. So, but again, it's kind of it's been kind of in the back of my mind trying to think about, see where this technology can go in the future, especially in smartphone. And just side note, before we even dive into that, I watched, when the iPhone 11 Pro came out, I watched all the YouTubers talking about how amazing the phone is in terms of the camera, especially the 3 camera here, the ultra wide, the wide, and the micro, I believe, how powerful it was. And I watched those review, and this phone it's crazy. It's capable of doing amazing things. When I personally don't shoot all my photo on my Instagram, which I'm gonna add it somewhere here and you can scroll through it. You're gonna see all the photo that I took on my Instagram post are always taken with my DSLR, so they are not even taken on the iPhone. So for me, it's kind of an interesting topic to be able to just talk about this, comparing with this beautiful camera of mine. This is kind of the camera that I use every day, to be able to see whether or not this technology can essentially replace these big guys down the road, So I'm gonna talk about the specs, but I also want to focus on one area of the phone that for me was more eye-opening, because it kind of the technology that are built in this smartphone are really pushing the edge in terms of challenging the DSLR, especially the night mode photography on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, perhaps 11 as well, was just mind-blowing. And when I had this phone and then I tried it out, I was like, whoa, okay, that's good. So let's talk a little bit about some specs here. And also in this video, I'm actually gonna take this phone out to basically test out that night mode even further and push it to really in a darker place, and to be able to see how far we can challenge this guy. And at the end of the day, we're basically gonna compare, at the end of this video, I'm basically gonna give you my thoughts as to where I see this technology going, and how it essentially is going to be challenging these guys in terms of Canon, Sony, whatever brand you shoot with, to be able to push their technology even further. So, sorry there for just the rambling there, but I just want to give you kind of a context of why I decided to do this video before even just jumping right into it. Now, let's talk about some specs in this iPhone 11 Pro. Okay, so starting with the ultra wide camera with a focal length of 13mm that ultimately shows you 4 times the scene of whatever you are. It has the aperture of 2.4, which allow enough light to go through. The sensor is 12,000 megapixel sensor, and then it doesn't have image stabilizer. Basically, the technology built where if you taking a picture and then your hand is shaking, the camera can stabilize that shakiness so you don't have kind of a blurry image or whatnot. Now the second on top here is the wide angle, just the wide angle camera with a focal length of 26mm. Now the aperture of this guy right there, you are looking at a 1.8 f1.8. Again, better performance in low light and all that. And this camera has optical image stabilization, basically allow you, again, like I was saying earlier, if you taking picture, your hands is shaking, with this lens, it's gonna stabilize that shakiness and all that. And of course, you still have the 12,000 megapixel sensor. And then we have the third one there, which is the telephoto camera with a focal length of 52 millimeter, and the aperture of that is f2.0. And then it has, of course, optical image stabilization as well. And then it gives you 2 times the zoom, meaning that anything after the second zoom, then your image won't be great. Now, of course, it also has a 12,000 megapixel. Now, one thing that is just like, the killer function on this phone is the night mode that you get on with the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro. All right, so these things, we're gonna take it in the field, we're gonna test it out, and then I'll tell you guys about my thoughts. Stick around and we'll be right back. To be honest, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at how the technology that are built on the DSLRs are slowly making their way on the iPhone. And this brings us to the premise of this video. Can smartphone replace DSLR down the road? To my opinion, I don't think that the smartphone will ever replace cameras, or any kind of camera for that matter. On your phone, you cannot shoot a bigger picture that you're gonna print on a billboard or something like that, but that's where the cameras come to play. That's why I still think that the phone will not replace the camera. However, though, when it comes to software, the software that are built into this device are definitely challenging the software that are built into the DSLR camera. DSLR manufacturer or company should really start paying attention to the trend that are going on with the smartphone. So there we have it. This is my take on this particular topic. I'm curious to know though what you guys think about this idea that smartphone can essentially replace DSLR down the road. So let's start this conversation. Leave your thoughts on the comments below. I'm really curious to know what you guys think. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And yes, I will see you in the next video. Stay creative. Peace out.